Yes, it is now being recorded. So, friends, welcome. I want to introduce myself. My name is Robert Kawadia. Today, we are going to continue from where we left off, and that is how we can be able to create pivot tables. And after creating pivot tables, we want to know how we can be able to use conditional formatting. Conditional formatting, right now, it's something that you can be able to build regardless of the skills that you have, because it is something that is easier to use. Conditional formatting simply saying that you want to highlight, let's say if someone, maybe the percentage is below 20%, which color are you going to put? If it is red, if it's 19%, that is conditional formatting. Let's say you're tracking payments and the payment has ended. Which provision are you going to show? Is it expired? Which status are you going to show? Is it active or expired? That is conditional formatting in simple terms. So conditional formatting is something very, very, very important in data analysis, because there are people who are going to, you just need to color code your analysis, such that if someone tells that, oh, let's say there are many regions here, so you will want to know by just looking at it, you're able to know. But maybe if it is red, um, it means there's a problem. Okay, so now let us proceed to another pivot table. So I say that if you want to come up with a pivot table, you can just go and click on insert pivot table. So they are going to ask for a table. Where is our table? I think it is in sheet 1. I'm going to click there. So to reference, I don't know the accent I'm using, but to reference your table, let me first delete this. You can just highlight the entire sheet. To do that, you can press a combination of Control A. You can pick any cell, press Control A. It's going to read table 1, and you click OK. It's going to open pivot table 2, which is blank. So now we want to know which sales officer is not performing well. Those sales representatives which are not performing, can we scrap them off? Let's say someone is giving us less money, is bringing in less money into the company. We want to know who are those people who are underperforming and what do we need to do. Okay, who are the top performers? Okay, so now I think that's what we are going to look at. But you just have to first come up with your pivot table. Now you're looking at sales officers. You can put them under rows. And what do you need? You need the total value or the total price that they are going to bring in into the company. So now the next thing it is designing or formatting your pivot table. You go to design. Okay, you go and choose what you call the report layout. You make it tabular. You can just choose tabular. It is going to come like that. So we can use different pivot table styles. Maybe you can choose this. I think this is a bit more elegant. I don't know. Okay, so now we want to just do some formatting. This is not so meaningful. We have in decimal places, there are no separators. I think to do that, that is the casual way of formatting. You can just right click, you can do a lot of things, or you can go to home. There's a comma here, you can click on it. So decimal places are still there, you can just decrease them. Here you're increasing, then this arrow, you're decreasing decimal places. Maybe you don't want decimal places. So you can make them bold, you can make the figures bold. It is the same way, just bolded. You can center line. This is just the normal way of formatting any document, anything. Yes. So I think we are good to go. Now, let's say we are interested to know which that sales officer is generating or is giving maybe sales value that is less than let's say 700,000. Who is that? Okay, so we want to know that using conditional formatting. But before that, let me introduce something. So if you want to know maybe what we call sorting, how do we sort in like sorting from largest to lowest, descending, ascending, something like that. Let us first do that in the meantime as we move to conditional format, because I thought it's very important to understand that. So what do we want to do? We want to first sort this column. I want to know that you can use the ascending or descending from largest to smallest. Okay, even that is also analysis. You can be able to know that these are the high performers, these are low performers, or the lowest one. So you can just come and you right click on that column of salesperson, then the sort will come, but you're going to use what we call more sort options. I'll repeat that. You can just right click, sort, more sort options, and then this is going to come. Do you want ascending or descending? Usually descending is the most desired one because it's the one to know who are the high performers. Okay, high performers, you're going to use which column to sort. Maybe I want to use the total price, not the salesperson. If you use salesperson, they will follow the alphabet, but we want the total price. We want to sort with total price, and then we just click OK, and it's going to change from top to the bottom, from highest to lowest. By just seeing this, you can just you can let people know that, oh, these are the people who are underperforming. This is the highest performer. If you want to increase his salary or commission, you increase, give him a 10%. What? So you can do a lot of things. You can be interested in knowing who are the top, maybe that top 100, or so top 2 or top 5 or top 10 performers. So you can just come and do what we call filtering. So we have looked at sorting, now filtering. How do you filter a pivot table? You can just right click on the column, you go to filter, and then you'll be able to see the word top 10. Top 10, show top 10. Now want top 2, not top 10. So you can just change that. And those ones, Bob and Ice. So if you want top 3, you can do the same thing. Top, maybe we want filtering, right click, and then top 10, and then we want the top 3, because there can be like 100 sales officers, but you want to know the top 5. Maybe you want to increase their salary. That's it. So now let us remove the filters in our data set. So to remove the filters, you can just right click. Sorry, you can just right click, or you can just come and click on this button and then click clear filter from the salesperson, and they will go. Or you can just undo normally, or you can just come and do that. Tolin, if the speed is not matching the energy, you can let me know. Okay, I think we are able to proceed. So now let us move to conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is a bit exciting. Please don't get excited before we even start. Okay, so now we want to know those who are bringing below 700,000, maybe show rate. So conditional formatting, the moment you go and click on home button, home tab, it is here, conditional formatting. Okay, conditional formatting. So there's a lot. There is highlight sales rules. There is data bars. We are going to look at data bars. We are going to look at we shall look at icon sets, like if you are looking at growth, maybe are we growing? If there's maybe a decrease, you show a button that is showing down. If maybe you want increase, you put an increase button like that is pointing up and it's in red. Today we are going to look at data bars, and as well we shall look at highlighting cells. So if you want to know, now let me repeat the process. You can select the pivot table, you go to conditional formatting. Now you go to highlight cells rules. Now we want to know those whose total price is less than is less than 700,000. So you can pick that column, that is total price, conditional formatting, highlight cells, we choose less than. If the moment you click on it, this is going to come. You can put that amount, maybe you want 7,000, less than 7,000, then with what? Light red fill with darker red blue. Okay, so you can do that. I don't think it has enabled, but let me first redo. Or we can first highlight our cells. We go to conditional formatting, highlight cells less than 700,000. We put red. I think we put a red text. So the bosses can be able to know that, oh, you have picked these ones, maybe there's something wrong. Yes, and let me repeat that. You can first highlight the cells that you're looking for, conditional formatting, highlight cells. If you want greater than, you can maybe use equal, there is equal to, greater than, and then there's also what you call greater or equal, less or equal, among many others. But before that, let us first have questions before we proceed, because this is something that is very important, something that you're going to be using in your day-to-day data analysis activities. Okay, Mr. Rin, do we have anything from the team? No.
No, there is no question. So from her list, someone has a question. Anyone with a question, kindly type it in the chat room or feel free to raise your hand so that the question is attended to before the session goes on. Thank you.
To midnight. Someone saying Kaspidi cake. What do you mean? Okay, containable. Okay, okay. Now let us proceed. Let us proceed. Let us proceed. So that is highlighting of cells. Now let us look at what we call greater or equal, because at some stage they can tell you want to know those who are bringing either 700,000 or less than, that is less or equal. So we can go to highlight cells, we can go and click on more rows. Okay, and then the moment you click on that, we can ask you for more details, but you can go and click on different things which are here, which is between, there's between, not between, equal, not equal, greater, less than, are quite many. So we are looking at less than or equal to, which is here. I'll choose that. So now we are going to format it from here. You can just click on this. You can click on that. There is border, there is fill. So you can use font, or you can use fill, and you can do like that. Okay, you can put the figure, and then that's how we can be able to set it up. Less or equal to 700,000, and after that you can click OK, and it is going to be applied. So that's it. Less or equal. I'll repeat that. You highlight cells, more rows. Actually, you can be able to see the rules that you have been able to set. You can click on conditional formatting, and it's what we call manage rules, clear rules, new rule, among many others. Manage. So this is what we have just set, that we have just applied it to one cell. We can first highlight all the cells like that. Yes, if you want to delete it, you can click here, or you can come at the top of this. There is what we call delete rule, but you first select the rule and then you remove it, just like that. Delete, and then you delete. After that, you apply and then you click OK. Okay, I think that is okay. So now let us add what we call data bars. Data bars, I think that's where we shall stop. Data bars, we are going to add another extension of this, or we can really run with this. Data bars in Excel, you can just go to conditional formatting. Data bars, you're going to see them and appreciate. You click on data bars. There are quite many. You can choose the one that is good for you. But the first thing you have to do is first highlight your cells that you're looking for, data bars, and then like that you pick. These are data bars. These are data bars. So I think we usually see such graphs. So if you find one, these are what we call data bars. So now let me first redo. Actually, for data bars, you can pick one cell. You go to conditional formatting, data bars, choose this, and you click on this button, and then you apply all cells or sum total prices. So after that, they will be affected. Okay. Oh, we have selected even the grand total. I think we need to remanage our row. Please picking something that we are not interested. Yes, those are data bars. So if we enlarge our cell like that, I think it is making more sense. So those are data bars. So I think if you're good at maybe looking at some reports, you might have seen something like this somewhere. But these are what we call data bars. They are good for reporting. So if you want to extract this and you put it and you show it to your bosses, these ones are color coded, a lot is there. So we shall continue to look at conditional formatting in our subsequent sessions. But this is data analysis. This is the world of data. It's something that is exciting. And today, one of the like in the job market, this is one of the higher paying skills that you can have. And the reality is, you don't need to be an IT person. Today, even managers, they need to be able to analyze data. Usually, there's what you call data-driven decisions, and that's where the world is. Data-driven decisions. You based on data. You based on facts. You don't based on your gamble to make decisions. Where's the data? They ask you, where's the data? Where are the facts? And these are the facts. If you tell that Eva is not performing, show us the data. And that is Eva's performance. That is data analysis. So I want to thank you all for listening to me. I want to thank you once again for giving me your attention. I always tell people that knowledge is not for free. You either pay a price or you pay attention. So hope you have been paying attention to what I've been discussing, and it's something that I cannot take for granted. Otherwise, back to you for questions. I'll be able to answer to you. Mr. Rin, back to you. Thank you.